Watch it closely, cause I will probably never attempt it again. And don't do this at home. We already know the 80th anniversary GTS is a masterpiece in the city. But Piaggio says this new 310cc block is their most powerful engine ever, claiming a top speed over 120 km per hour. Today we are putting those claims to the test. We are leaving the city, hitting the highway and finding out exactly what this machine can do when pushed to the absolute limit. If you want to see more content with this Vespa, hit that subscribe button. Let's ride. Firstly, I got to tell you that I currently have around 250 kilometers on the clock. According to the manual, the braking period for these modern engines is around 1000 kilometers. So technically holding the throttle wide open on the highway right now is bending the rules. But for the sake of this test, and because you guys want to see the real numbers, we are going to push it hard just this time to see what it can do straight out of the box. Alright, I've got a clear stretch ahead. I'm going to do a hard launch from 0 to 60. Watch the TFT dash closely, start your stopwatches the second I twist the throttle, and let me know in the comments how fast it hits 60. Let's go! Yeah, the low end torque is definitely there. It's not a violent snap, but it's a very consistent strong pull that gets you ahead of city traffic instantly. 0 to 60 doesn't matter as much. What really matters is the roll-on power. When you're stuck behind the truck doing 70 km per hour and you need to overtake safely, do you have the ground? Let's simulate that. That right there is the biggest difference from the older 300s. The mid-range torque on this 310cc pulls significantly harder between 60 and 90. It makes overtaking completely effortless. We are finally approaching the highway. This is the moment. Obviously I can't stop completely here, so we are going to do a rolling acceleration test. Get your stopwatches ready. Start them the second I pin the throttle. Let's see how fast it climbs from 40 to 100 and then we push for the absolute top speed. Let's go. Bear in mind that we are going uphill on the first section here, so it's fighting gravity as well. Then on the straight we are going for the top speed. I got to say I don't recommend going this fast. The Vespa was trembling and so did I. Riding a Vespa at these speeds is a very specific psychological experience. You are sitting completely upright, there is no large windshield and you are balancing on 12-inch wheels. Aerodynamics are practically non-existent. As you push past 100 km per hour, you really start to feel the wind blast from every side. And it's not a nice experience. At 100 or 110, depending on the road, The chassis feels planted and stable, but higher is a risk. Now, as we turn back, let's try it again on a less windy section. Let's do 0 to top speed here. Watch it closely, cause I will probably never attempt it again. And don't do this at home. I had enough of the highway for today, so I'm taking this slower road back home following this very chill Hayabusa. Okay, that was an adrenaline rush. You saw the numbers on the dash for yourselves. It definitely pulls to the top end much more aggressively than I expected. It's not actually a touring motorcycle, you still fight the wind, but for a classic Vespa chassis, it absolutely has the raw power to hold its own in the fast lane. I did over 1,000 kilometers through Italy on the GTS last year, as you might have seen on my older videos, so it does great on longer trips as well, including highways. Did you time that 40 to 100 pull? I want to see your results, so drop them in the comments below. If you want to see more tests on this 80th anniversary edition, let me know in the comments what you're curious about and hit that subscribe button. I'll try to take every request into consideration. Ride safe and I'll see you in the next one.